So now, first question we have from Usman from Cologne is that how can I differentiate that the purpose is right or not?
In fact, you are the person who is deciding what is the right purpose for you in your life. It varies from individual to individual. Maybe a good purpose for you is not a good purpose for me. We all have our own values. We all have our own visions in our life. And you are the only one who is in the best situation or the shape to decide which purpose in your life matters the most. And again, you are the one who has to decide that.
Yes, true. And similar question, Naveed is saying, because you started you started by saying that my purpose is to serve the humanity. So he is asking, what does serving the humanity mean to you?
Yeah. So for me, serving the humanity means making difference in people's life. It's making difference in the life of people, whether these are underprivileged people, orphans who are struggling to make an impact or to live a decent life in the society, and also people who life standards can be improved with the quality of innovation, technology, education, and so on. So that is my interpretation of serving the humanity. Having said that, I already gave in my example, I explained that in my example earlier, that for someone it could be going into the politics and serve the nation. For someone it could be becoming a medical doctor and actually find the problems of different diseases and sicknesses. For someone like me could be invest in innovation and technology and make a difference in people's life. So serving the humanity interpretation could vary from person to person. What does it mean for me? I've already explained that.
Yes, very nice. And please ask questions. We have 5 to 10 more minutes. So Dr. Humera is asking, with reference to Edison's example, how do we know how many times should we try again and again, when to call it quits?
So that's a very good question. There is no numeric number that can be associated with that okay, you have to try 100 times or 126 times before you call it as a quit or not. It's important that in each of those failures, you have to learn what you could do differently. Because Einstein also once said that insanity is doing same thing again and again and expecting different results. So when you're trying, when you are you're having a new iteration, you have to try it differently. You have to learn from your mistake, from the failure. But there is no numeric limit that how many times you could try or not. And here I could also share a good example with Humera, that look at a child when he starts crawling or when he starts to walk, he falls like hundreds of times, but he doesn't give up. He keeps on trying, and one day he starts walking, and both the parents are very happy that our child is walking. And there is no numeric limit that you could define that the child can only try 100 times and afterwards he should give up.
Yes. So, yeah. I have a similar question. For example, so we know that from the parents, from everyone, okay, it's a good thing that the goal is to walk. The child is trying, in the end he wants to walk. But if somebody is saying that I want to invent an elephant, and he keeps trying and trying and trying, but he cannot invent an elephant because it's not possible. So at what time then he should call it quits? Or how should he know that he's doing something impossible?
I think the person needs to know what type of goals he's setting for himself. And this is where also there is no limit to also for insanity. So in the end, the goals need to be, I won't say the goals need to be realistic, because sometimes even unrealistic things have happened when people have really endeavored along those lines. But from those failures, one should be able to learn whether it's possible or not, or what type of mistakes he is doing. And if he comes across that is a completely unrealistic goal, then it makes sense to take a completely different route.
And does it also makes in these kind of situations to take help of some kind of a mentor, for example? So Arshad is asking, what about having a mentor?
That's a very good point from Arshad. I totally agree with that. Our knowledge is always limited. We are better. We are better when we work as a team. And in fact, if you remember Steve Jobs, Steve Jobs, he once said that we hire good people who tell us what we need to do. So in the end, even a great person like Steve Jobs was relying on the knowledge and the wisdom of other people. So it's good to have mentors, it's good to have coaches, it's good to even reach out to other people, seek their advice, because I'm a firm believer that you learn a lot when you work as a team and not as an individual.
Very nice tip. And then, yeah, in the meanwhile, questions are coming. Actually, people are really excited. So please post your questions. We can extend maybe 5 more minutes. We request Arsalan if he has 5 more minutes,
That
for
should
us.
be fine. I'm done with things for the day. So the only thing which is basically standing between this session and the night is the dinner. So all good.
Okay. Yeah, so Naveed is asking, which tips do you use to keep focused on the goal considering all the distractions that we have in life?
Again, that's a very good question from Naveed, because we are humans, we are not robots. And every human has a threshold, has a buffer. So when things happen which are not in our control, which basically somehow disturbs us, it's possible that we lose the focus or we just give up. In the end, I have practiced a lot my willpower over the course of times. So I also strongly suggest that if you are strong mentally, work on your mental power, work on your willpower that allows you to remain focused and also being persistent. This is something where understanding of human psychology also plays a very important role. And these are things which I've also done, that I've improved my willpower and mindset over the course of time, and that allowed me to remain focused and avoid any distractions.
Yeah, that's a good question.